What up, LC heads? I knew Doppelganger came with some caveats. I'm sure you know one or two, right? And I was just kind of trying to figure some of those out today. First of all, a little spooky. I thought maybe, just maybe, you absolutely have to use Doppelganger before you use your special or it locks you out of it. Now, thankfully, that's not the case. Even if it was, it would still be an amazingly powerful ability. So I went into Reunion, and the whole idea here is I actually need some MP to cast Hydra Shell on myself, and I was going to see if I could balance some Keen Eyes or Sharp Eyes, you know, to eat up my MP but do more damage, right? And obviously, if I'm using Doppelganger at the beginning of the fight, that's not going to let me do that. So let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. Right now, there is something important to note here. You can only use Doppelganger once, and you might need to in order to get to your special, right? But after you do something like that, you can't throw Hydro Shell or anything like that because you would be out of MP unless you have a way to get MP back through Spirit Breath or something like that, which costs a lot of SC just to be able to charge your MP back up, and you'd have to wait for it. But we dropped Hydro Shell on ourselves, right? So we are not... the thing is, I can use Doppelganger right now, but as soon as as soon as the old man hits me with a lightning spell, I think Hydro Shell goes away. So we will see how long it lasts, but I absolutely do need it here to survive. So we'll drop our arc. We will target this fool and see if we can get through this fight. Targeting Maja, right? We got our target on. We'll hit him with a snipe attack. So we see our buff come on. It does say Sin Devil trigger, enter a state to release your true demonic nature. I'm assuming this is the state that we're in, right? If I go into here, I still have Doppelganger blacked out, or I have it blacked out now. Sorry, that's what I meant. Which means I can't use it now. Obviously, they wouldn't want you wasting your MP if you already have the Devil Driver ability up, right? So let's see if we can get at Maja now. Oh, that's that bastard. He dodged a good majority of that one. Looks like magic is definitely still interrupting us, but that Hydro Shell is keeping us in the fight. We really just need to do enough damage to Sheeta. Oh. We're going to throw our special again to charge our kit. Now, we did just, I think, use our Indomitable Spirit. It's a good thing that doesn't actually kill you to trigger. Right? Because after this, when we actually die, right, you've used up your Indomitable Spirit, and then after that, I think you actually start dying and then coming back to life. It's not when your hit points reach 0, you recover a bunch of health, and you end up with a boost skill damage dealt. I think, yeah, because you end up with like a 30% buff to your skill damage from Indomitable Spirit, right? So that's good because that's not going to wipe out your Sin Devil Driver trigger, or Sin Devil trigger, sorry. So that's good because the point is, when this character dies and he gets revived or brought back to life, that's it. You are locked out of Sin Devil trigger until you proc your special again. And you might not be able to proc your special again. You might just die before that happens. So, luckily for me, if I die right now, I still have, 300 magic points. So even if I die right now and I don't have a special to throw, I can come back and I can try to throw Doppelganger now. And now I can try to use up all of my MP, right? And then I would still get to double my skill hit count. But hopefully it doesn't have to get to that. Let's see if we can pull off a miracle here. We're going to S3 over here and just do as much as we can. Oh, it's not looking good. We're coming back to life, and now look, we don't have anything on us. Nothing. Completely wiped us out. It's a good thing I held on to Doppelganger, right? We don't have our Indomitable Spirit buff. We don't have anything right now, so Doppelganger's our only chance, and I don't think we're going to be able to take out Maja. We're going to get hit with another lightning bolt right now. So Hydro Shell would be pointless. We just have to dump damage on this fool if we can. And Sheeta for the assist. Oh, and we got caught by that lightning. So, I mean, it's kind of important to pace your MP with this character, I guess. The good news is, it looks like you can skip... oh, shit. No, I don't want to continue. The good news is, it looks like you can skip using your Doppelganger ability at the beginning of the fight, as long as you can get to the special. For a second there, it was looking like you had to have Doppelganger on to activate the SDT buff, but that is not the case. So that makes it a lot more flexible, right? I don't know. So it all depends on what you want to do with him. You can put Spirit Breath on him or something that lets you get MP back. And you can try to hold on to your buff and go the distance with it, right? And then, maybe on your last life, right? Because as soon as they kill you, whatever SDT buff you had going on or whatever, that's gone. Even if you have your healer bring your hero back, if you've already used that buff, you're shit out of luck until you drop a special. You are literally locked out of it. So we're going to lock the target. We have to Hydro Shell to even have a chance. We'll try to Doppelganger. Oh, he interrupted the Doppelganger ruse. So now we've sacrificed everything. Let's see how well we can do. We have Hydro Shell up. We have used our Doppelganger ruse. Now we do have a chance of making this. I've already cleared this a couple of times with this character. It just takes a little bit of luck. So here is our special. Doppelganger is getting switched out with the other buff. We can see that here. Send Devil Trigger, enter a state to release your true demonic nature. Right, so here we are, back in it again. Maybe, just maybe, if we can not get interrupted a few times. Alright, the magic's not absolutely tearing us apart, especially if they're kind of bunched up and we can hit them with multiple abilities. Ooh, I don't know. It's not looking pretty there. We need to charge our kit, so we're going to try to throw our special again. I think our Hydro Shell is gone. Maja's below half health, though. Can we heal off of some of this? Oh, it just wasn't enough. But if we can land this S3, folks, I think we may have done it. That's it. Okay, we did get through and we cut Maja down just barely in the nick of time. But we were very close with the other run as well. So it all depends on how you want to look at it. But it does look like his double skill count is activating off of just throwing the special. Or else there's no way in hell we would have even been close. Right? Because if I try to rerun this, So we're going to do the Hydro Shell again, and we're just going to go into the Great War of Ruin. Right, you guys saw how close that last game was. If we are not proccing our double hit ability, there's no way in hell this is even going to be close. Like, we're not even going to get Maja down to half health because it's already such a close fight. So right now we have SDT up without using Doppelganger. Okay, so this is important. We're going to rock our S3 over there, try to cut the distance. We got to stay on this bastard. I'm going to take advantage of them being next to each other, definitely. Score some damage and healing off of that. We have to keep an eye out on our Hydro Shell, just in case they try to get rid of that on us. All it takes is one lightning bolt. They can slip by. You won't see them. I'm dropping my special now to get more of my ability kit up. Maja's already at half health. We actually have a chance here because we have... Can we get him with an S3? He's about to drop a spell. Oh, if only we could have been not interrupted through that. Yeah, we're one skill away from finishing him. So even if we have to come back to life, we still... Oh, no! It's okay. I think we get to come back once more. And all we have to do is scratch him, and he will be dead. Now, this is literally impossible if we haven't been double-handing the whole time. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, I really thought he was dead there, and then Sheeta caught me up in the middle. He managed to skate away and cast a spell. The point being is, I think you guys get it. Like, Maja was almost dead there. We almost cleared that one as well. This would be impossible if I wasn't doubling my hit count just from dropping my special. So, yes, you can hold out on dropping Doppelganger and using your special to activate that same ability, right? But as soon as you die, that ability's gone, and either you have Doppelganger to throw to last you till you get your special, or you don't. Right? So you can use Sharp Eyes, Keen Eyes, whatever, not whatever. They're two completely different things. One heals and gives everyone some SCT. The other one actually adds damage to your kit. Because like I was saying, this wouldn't even be a close run. I don't think we would even be able to get Maja here down to half health. It's just... No, it just wouldn't even happen. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that we are doubling our hit count here from here on out as soon as we actually transform. So that makes this a lot more flexible. Just got to keep an eye on our... Oh, and he dropped our Hydro Shell. It's a good thing I can just cast another one because I have MP. Can we survive this? With Hydro Shell, we sure can. We're going to have to use our special a little earlier than I would have liked. He's at half health. That charges our kit a little bit. Kind of wish Sheeta was next to him so I could hit both of them. Oh, so close. Yeah, I don't even think we would get to this point if we weren't doubling our hit count. Even if we aren't fully finishing him off. Because right now, right this very second, we don't have double hit counts. So now I can use that. Too bad I don't have any skills to throw. I was going to say that almost made it. That almost made it. Even though, oh shit, he's going to finish me off now. And it sucks, I have an S2 to finish him off with. It's not going to double my hit count though now, right? So it's important to kind of keep track of that and when you want to use that. Because like I said, he does have Indomitable Spirit, so you might want to time when your character dies and comes back to life and has the Indomitable Spirit buff on him, and he's doing 30% more to his skill kit, and then you use Doppelganger just in case you don't have a special sitting there to throw, right? And that will double your hit count. So he's actually a lot more flexible than he could have been. They could have really, really locked him up and been like, okay, you have to throw Doppelganger at the very beginning of the fight, because if you don't, Devil Driver won't work right or something like that. Like, it almost kind of looked like you had to have Doppelganger on for it to get swapped out into Devil Driver. So I wanted to make sure that that wasn't the case, because yesterday I did talk about, like, well, do you even need to throw it at the beginning of the fight? No, you don't. Actually, you can hold on to it. So, you know, especially if it's a fight with a very slow beginning, and we do have some of those. We have some fights that start off kind of just like, you know, no big deal, but then towards the end of the fight, the boss is throwing out 20 different spells, and there's a bunch of thresholds, and he's throwing specials and nukes and just recasting them every 5 seconds. There's some bosses where it seems like they're literally doing more damage, like the less hit points they're down to. Like, there's been bosses where I could finish them every time, except if I ever got that boss down to like 5% health, he would always wipe the party. He just did more damage the less health that he had. Now, maybe I just got unlucky, a few crits slipped by, but that's what it seemed like. So there are enemies like that to fight in Last Cloudia, and for some of those, you might want to actually hold on to your Doppelganger, because you might end up getting killed, and you might come back to life with, you know, just barely enough MP to use that Devil Driver ability. I'm saying Devil Driver. No, to use that Doppelganger ability when you have your It's not Spirited Assault, damn it. Oh, Indomitable Spirit. Spirited Assault, Indomitable Spirit. Too many video games, yo. Yeah, so you could time it for that, right? Or what about Netherworld Nature, right? An ability that procs and gives you more damage and good stuff, but only after you're revived, right? So, if you die, you use somebody to revive him. He gets Netherworld Nature and just does way more damage. And then you use your Doppelganger ability, right? So you double your skill count, and you have the buff from Netherworld Nature. The same thing as Indomitable Spirit, but it's just letting you do it off of a revive, right? Just in case you held on to your 200 MP. Now, even if you have an ability that lets you get MP back, you're only going to be able to use Doppelganger once per battle. So if you use it at the beginning of the fight and you die, right, and then you get revived and you don't have an S4 to throw, you're shit out of luck until you charge your special. Fair and square now. Like, you're stuck just doing your normal hit count until you can get the special to proc, and then that will double your hit count again, right? So that's the important part of really playing with Doppelganger, I believe, is figuring out which life you actually want or need to use it on to make sure you got the maximum amount of buffs, right? If I had a healer, obviously what I would do is I would wait for his health to go down once and for Indomitable Spirit to proc, get my 30% more to skill damage, and then I would have my healer throw a last-ditch heal spell to heal him up to full while he has his big buff on. I would probably reapply Hydro Shell, and then I would go to town, and then my damage would be higher, right? So either way, very awesome character, very awesome ability. This guy actually did solo this for me today. It's funny because I hadn't fully beaten this before without somebody in my party dying. If you guys look at any of my older vids where I'm running the White Lab, I only had like one of these little tokens unlocked here, because the last time I ran it, whenever I went through and cleared this stuff, I did not fully clear this fight, Reunion, with a party. So, and I just was like, oh, okay, I'll come back to that whenever. And I saw that today, and I was like, I wonder if we can do something about that. And of course, I get into the fight, and I'm like, oh shit, that's right. This is the fight with Maja and Sheeta. That's right. And then I was like, you know what? This is actually not that bad of a place to see what's going on with Virgil and what he can do with MP and all that stuff. So I feel like, yeah, he is probably strong enough already where if you have all the SC for him, you could put Spirit Breath on him. Yeah, am I thinking of Spirit Breath? Where you can recover some MP with your basic attack? Am I thinking of the right thing? Oh, I know it's expensive. It's like 10 or 11, 12 SC, something like that. I don't really have to teach it often. For characters like Rimuru, something like that is a lot more important. And for this character, I think you only really need that if you're putting Sharp Eyes on him. Or what is the other one called? It's not Hydro Shell. Celestial Mass. The good news is it looks like Celestial Mass will work. You'll be able to do something like that, and you'll be able to have MP to sustain yourself, right? And to cut some of the damage that you're taking. At least that's what it looks like to me. Did we get Hydro Shell to go off? Oh, we already did. We're double casting it like morons. Okay, sorry. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. And we're throwing our special. Yeah, we can just S1 that. We can damage both of them. Love it. Maja's already at half health. Let's see. Oh, and our Hydro Shell just went down. I did see it go down. We need to at least get one. There we go. We need to at least get one of those up. And if we can survive this, we'll throw our other special. Just to charge our kit. And then this is where it gets dangerous, right? Because Maja starts getting low on health and he just starts dumping. Do we still have Hydro Shell on? We just reapplied it. Did he already drop it? Did he already drop it with a goddamn lightning bolt? Yeah, we must have got hit with a lightning bolt. Oh, there is lightning in the background. Son of a bitch. All it takes is one of those. Oh, we got it up. Okay, we at least have our 30% boost right now to our damage. Probably should have held on to the special for right here to charge our kit with that 30%. But look, we made it. We made it. I was just getting sloppy on the Hydro Shell, and I wasn't realizing how fast they were taking Hydro Shell down. Hey, even if it helps you for a quarter of the fight, you're still getting more damage on Maja, and it's just enough to clear it, right? So as long as I keep recasting Hydro Shell, Virgil can actually make it through here. And this is a difficult fight, yo. This is a difficult fight for heroes to solo. I don't even want to throw in some of my other heroes in here and solo them, because it would be sad, yo. With the amount of spells that are going off in the background, like, this really is a full party fight. You're talking about Sheeta, who is totally in the way here and will totally wreck you, and Maja, who keeps teleporting around while you have to deal with Sheeta. And Maja's throwing up these crazy ass spells, right? And they did throw some lightning bolts in there, so if anybody got wise to the Hydro Shell idea, it wasn't going to work out well for you. But Virgil just manages to scrape by in here, and I think that's pretty amazing. Like, the Ogre fight is one thing, but the Ogre is not throwing up a million spells. So, very cool, very cool. Yeah, Virgil, his Doppelganger is a lot more flexible than I thought, because I woke up today and I really was thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? It's so strong. I better go back and test really what you can and can't do with it, because, yeah. So for a minute there, I actually thought maybe, just maybe, they're like pretty much forcing you to use Doppelganger to unlock the SDT buff, but luckily that's not the case. And honestly, I thought about it, and they could have made it like that. And he would still be a super powerful character, and it would totally be justified. Like, well, yes, as soon as the fight starts, they're making you burn all of your MP, like, to cut you off from using any other abilities that require MP. And that's justified because, well, you're getting to dual wield with a double hander, and you're not getting the 40% damage penalty. So it would only kind of make sense that you would have to go to such an extreme extent to, just get rid of all your MP. And they didn't do that with him. And I thought, honestly, there was a chance where they could have made it like that, and he would still be one hell of a freaking awesome character. But they didn't even do all that. They didn't even do all that. So you can skip Doppelganger. You can just go straight into his special. If you have a way of charging it, which on the boss wave, he gets a quarter of his special filled automatically if you have his gear. If not, you might just have to throw Hydra Shell on and survive the very beginning of the fight fair and square without doubling your hit count. If you want to actually hold on to your MP and use it for things like Sharp Eyes or Celestial Mass, something to like keep you alive. Right, and then when your special procs, boom, you get double your hit count and you're freaking Gucci, you're awesome, right? Maybe throw in some basic attacks with Spirit Breath so you can charge your MP back up and keep at least 200 MP on you. Well, I know that's hard when your MP is being eaten up by attacks that you're doing, but I mean, that's a 50% damage increase from Sharp Eyes. Yeah, that might just be worth it, actually working on your MP and balancing it out a little bit. And as long as you're sitting on a cushion of 200 MP, even if Virgil dies in between specials and you come back to life or you actually proc Indomitable Spirit, that's when you can sacrifice your 200 MP and get your double hit count back up until you get to your special. But once you die, after that point, you are locked out of double hit until you get back to your special. So throwing specials for this character is going to be very, very important. Throwing them, holding on to them, throwing them at the right time. I still want to see how long these buffs actually last. I'm going to have to run something else for that because this fight is like the creme de creme at the White Lab, so it goes pretty quick, right? But yeah, ultimately a badass character, and I'm glad he is set up the way that he is. Adis did a good job on this one. Anyway, hope you enjoyed.